What's up, y'all? If you're feeling highly reflective today, maybe the last couple of days, stay and let's see what the message is for you guys. Maybe like a period of acceptance is also where you're at currently right now too, with whatever stage of reflection you're at. 33 on the clock, justice at the bottom. So maybe the acceptance revolves around you giving yourself a form of justice. Maybe the acceptance is a form of justice. First card out is the Lovers. King of Cups. Queen of Cups. The World. Okay. Nine of Coins at the bottom. Hang on a sec. Okay. So, this feels like a love reading, but it also feels like a love reading with self too. So it feels like a current couple or a current connection with self. But what this feels like is a partnership, an aligned partnership, a divine counterpart connection that has completed a cycle. But it also feels like you both were on individual journeys with self as well. Like, I'm just drawn to these cups on each card. If you notice, each cup looks different. And what I'm getting is, this is now part of like me talking about the individual journey. You guys were focused on your own cup, as well as, yes, you were focused on whatever you guys needed to focus on together as a connection, but you nurtured your own cup within the connection, which you don't see a lot. You don't see being encouraged a lot these days, which is actually very healthy. It's actually very, very healthy. It actually offers a sense of independence and stability within the connection, where you know you're able to connect and disconnect when you need to have time for yourself, and it doesn't turn codependent, doesn't turn toxic. What did I just say? 333 was just on the clock. King of Coins, literal stability. This gives me like power couple vibes, guys. Like, I feel like I'm going back and forth with the couple pairing, divine counterpart, but then also the connection with self. Like, this feels I'm being shown a miner worker with those picks hitting the rocks, trying to form the cave. Like, they're forming the cave, and like they're forming it just right so that the foundation is properly set up so that it doesn't cave in. Like, that's the image I'm getting with this coming out. 444 on the clock. This connection is highly protected. This connection, not just with your counterpart if you're in a current connection, but also the connection with yourself. Whatever you have been pondering on, reflecting on, looking at, maybe with yourself, for instance, where you have been really talking to a younger version of yourself, a less knowledgeable version of yourself, and you've really been nurturing that version of yourself that's been coming to surface for you to look at. Maybe also looking at situations where it's connected to that version of yourself you had to communicate with, and really nurture a space of acceptance and understanding with what you know now versus what you didn't know back then. Overwhelming. It can be overwhelming. It can be 543. It can be very like head in the clouds feel. Interesting. What else? The Justice card keeps coming back. Maybe some of you guys received an apology, or you're apologizing to yourselves. Maybe when you are communicating to that version of yourself that you've been pondering on, or looking at those previous experiences, you're actually giving yourself the apology that maybe should have been given to you a long time ago. You're giving yourself that justice in order to close out those chapters too, which is giving yourself closure, giving yourself stability, giving yourself justice. Okay. Page of Wands in reverse. So I got procrastination, perfectionism. Maybe there also was a point when you were doing this reflective stage with yourself that you may have not as been forthcoming right away to wanting to accept that things are the way they are, things happen the way they happen. Maybe you weren't perfect in every moment as what you may have recalled or remembered. The perfectionist trigger comes to mind of, oh, well, if I maybe have done this better, maybe this wouldn't happen, that sort of thing. Going down that spiral, which would be procrastinating you from giving yourself what you need, which is the closure, the acceptance, the understanding. You did the best you could in every moment you have been pondering and reflecting on. And now it's time to enter a phase of acceptance and reflective accountability. But also accepting that you did the best you could with the knowledge you had at the time. There it is. 5 of Cups. Because really, nitpicking now comes to mind. You nitpicking at this is actually keeping you from this next stage, which is the grieving process. So, if you still find yourself still in the period of reflecting and staying steady on trying to detail every single pinpoint thing you've done, somebody else has done, what you've experienced, what somebody else put you through an experience, you're being more of a perfectionist than more of a bystander of just watching and understanding what has occurred, so you know how to show up for yourself during the reflection in order for you to properly grieve and begin the phase of acceptance. so you can move forward with your life. 9 of Coins, completion. Good luck, y'all.